Hello and welcome back to the Monster Hunter Generations demo, where today we're going to be fighting the Nargacuga with another weapon. Now, since among all of these weapons, and I mean all of them, the one that I haven't used yet and yet feel the most familiar with is the Greatsword, it's what I'm going to be using. So we'll go ahead and start out with Guild. It's interesting, before my For You challenge run, I wouldn't have been able to say that I felt familiar with the Greatsword, but turns out that once you've put in, you know, more than like, I think it was around 80 hours with the thing, you get used to it. It'll definitely be interesting using a Greatsword on a Nargacuga. I don't recall whether or not Greatsword was one of the weapons in the 3U arena quest for a Narga. If it was, I've Greatsworded Narga before, but I don't recall having done so. I do recall using some sort of lance, maybe? And definitely bow. But, yeah. Most weapons I'm not really used to fighting Narga with. So this will be interesting. Now, as far as Ground Slash and Brimstone Slash, I do not know what they do. So we'll be finding out. Though I'm pretty sure the art they did not give us was Lion's Maw. Unless I'm thinking of something else. If I'm thinking of what I think I'm thinking of, then Lion's Maw is basically an attack that hit or miss as long as the animation finishes. It'll buff the damage for your next attack, be it a kick or a charged attack or whatever. So naturally you want to use it with a charged attack. And that actually plays really nicely with one of the Greatsword's other arts, which I think is Brimstone Slash. But one of the Greatsword's other arts lets you charge up a super powerful swipe. Like, we're talking at level 3, I think you can charge it up for 10 seconds to the equivalent of like a level 10 charge. Takes a long time to get it to go off, but if you manage to hit a monster, like, say, when it's asleep, well, it's going to have a bad time. I'll be saving my arts for when Narga is either in a trap or paralyzed, because I'm not sure what they do, and I'd rather make sure that I actually hit with them. Always feels good dodging through Narga's attacks. Yeah, as you can see, if I actually get off a level 3 charge, my arts charge up a pretty good ways. So Brimstone Slash takes a long time to charge, apparently. So yeah, I'm betting Brimstone Slash is the really big charge. Not certain what Ground Slash is, but I'm sure we'll find out. Let's find out right now. Okay. So it looks like that does a bit of a shockwave. Not sure how many hits it is. Certainly one hit for the sword itself, but gonna have to try using it like down the length of the Narga instead of I think I might have actually gotten the hit there. Yeah, gonna have to try using it down the length of the Narga just to be sure whether or not the shockwave itself has a damage component separate from the swipe. Brimstone Slash is almost ready. There it is. So I'm almost certain Brimstone Slash is the super long wind-up one. And Narga is no longer upset. Let's change that. And then use this pit, because that is the longest you can keep a Narga in one place. Especially if it actually stops being enraged while it's in the trap, which, if you let it go a few seconds of rage before getting into the trap, like apparently I'm doing right here, it'll almost always leave rage while in the trap, because it doesn't stay enraged very long if you used a Sonic. Now get over here, cats, so that we can get this thing into the trap before the rage wears off. Brimstone Slash. Yeah, this is definitely the one I was thinking of. Okay, that didn't really feel very potent. Like, I'm sure it was a decent motion value, like probably even pretty good, but it felt like it had less impact than just the regular charge. But that's actually a complaint I've heard about Greatsword, is that its arts feel like they don't have enough impact. Like, they feel weak, even though they aren't necessarily. Still not certain whether or not that Shockwave does anything. Maybe gonna have to try using the art from farther away from the Narga. Either way. Feel like we're doing decently well. That poor Alteroth. Ooh. Tired Narga. Unfortunately, it's going to become Enraged Narga, but... Oh, no, it's not. Apparently, Sonics don't enrage it while it's tired. Oh, yeah, that's actually something that's pretty much specific to Monster Hunter Generations that I wanted to mention, is that the tired status basically runs its full course in this game. It's very rare for a monster to enrage out of tiredness just because it was hit. Like, they'll stay tired for the full duration this time around. Which is actually nice. It makes Exhaust actually a semi-viable status. Just want to get Ground Slash ready at least. Though, Shock Traps last longer than Para, so let's completely miss because of the slight slope. So we're not going to actually get this Para. That's a shame. Why'd you have to go that way, Narga? Okay, once again, didn't actually hit with the Shockwave. Though that time I'm positive I didn't hit with it. It's not just an I think I didn't hit with it. Dang. Yeah, you just sit there and taunt. I'm actually surprised I didn't get hit there. Also, my camera was freaking out. There, I'm not surprised I did get hit. Let's just get our health up. Really? Two of them right next to each other? Good job, cats. That's not a waste of your meters at all. Got another Brimstone Slash. Unfortunately, Narga sleeps in a tree, so we can't actually test it on a sleeping Nargacuga. But we can get it in a trap and then Test it on a trapped Nargacuga once again. Maybe actually hit it in the face instead of the wing this time. That would be nice. I'm going to get winded before this thing goes down, aren't I? No, I'm not. Yeah, take a step forward. Yeah, that has a smaller blood splash than just a level 3 charge. I don't think it would be weaker than a level 3 charge, but it feels weaker. I wonder what the motion values are. I wonder what sort of items they gave us. Oh, they gave us Might Seeds, where they gave the hammer a dash juice. Was kind of hoping to do a jump attack, but I guess I went off the bit of ledge that was not quite high enough. Alright, Narga. Oops. Again, not certain whether the shockwave hit or does anything at all. But since they put that in slot 1, that's going to be the art that we've got with every style, so at least we can be sure we'll have other opportunities. And there goes one more Narga. Starting to feel kind of bad for the species, given what I've been doing to them and will be continuing to do to them until I've done everything. Okay. Now, let's do Striker. From what I've heard, this one loses the strong charge and just has the regular charge. But we'll see what is what. Grabbing the stuff. There we are. Okay. Now let's test this thing out. Still got all of that. So, can already confirm no strong charge. Hang on. Most important thing to test. Okay, good. We can still kick things. And not having the strong charge is definitely going to make this worse against stationary monsters. I think it might be their hope that the additional arts make up for that. Which, hey, it might. Depending on your choice of arts and how good they may or may not be. But I don't think having one extra art slot is really going to make a huge difference. So I imagine Guild is probably going to outpace Striker for Greatsword. Though Striker is a bit of a simpler playstyle, and it does have access to one more art, so it might be better utility. Might also be better for players who are just learning. Whoops. Would love to cut that tail this one. In this hunt, rather. Cut that tail this one. That's That's hardly a sentence. Okay, I was kind of expecting him to go into his Prowler stance. Clearly, I expected wrong. Can at least go straight into another regular charge. It's better than nothing. That is from the slap. Don't know about the round slash, but we'll figure it out. Ow. Yes, please taunt. Yep. So we can combo regular slashes all day, or regular charges, just no strong charges. Alright, here's a chance. Okay. Not certain, still. Though I am glad I happened to be in what apparently was the perfect location to dodge Narga's tail sweep. Kind of forgot about my goal to sever the tail, but honestly, I'd rather just kill the monster. Because I can't keep the tail. So let's get this pit down. Yeah, really, if they're going to give us absolute evasion, I really wish they would have put it in art slot 1 so that we could use it without needing to press the touchscreen button. I mean, technically, yes, I could set the Circle Pad Pro so that I could use them with ZL and ZR, but that would be less comfortable for me. And I know I'm not attacking this thing when I really could be. It's because I'm waiting to do this. Okay, looks like the shockwave does not have a damage component. It's just visual. Maybe it has a damage component if you don't hit with the sword itself. Felt nice to get that hit. Goodbye. Absolute evasion is really good for weapons that either walk slowly or have really long sheathing animations. So basically it's the best for heavy bowgun. It's pretty great for them. Because it gets you a pretty good distance away and with your weapon sheathed. So really, what's not to like? Where you going, Narga? Almost got a ground slash back. It's going to take some doing to see whether or not ground slash can actually do damage with the shockwave if you don't hit with the sword itself. Gonna need to really figure out the spacing. I don't know whether or not I'll be able to do it while we're still in these episodes, but we'll see. Okay, learned it right there. I think. At least it looked to my eyes like it was the shockwave and not the sword that hit the Narga. Of course, my eyes could have been deceived. And they could have been deceiving me. Alright, Narga. Almost got another Brimstone Slash up. Gonna take maybe one or two more slaps. Probably just one more regular that. Okay, this time let's actually get the para. Well, there's our one allowed miss. And, oh. Did not angle myself properly. Hopefully we can... Okay, good. Completely missed, though. Oh, well. Nice. Always feels good to do stuff like that. Like, you know the monster's gonna come for you, but you rush in anyway and you get the flinch. Few things feel better. Come on, Narga. Just give me access to your tail. It's all I want. And by access, I mean like a good chance to charge up against it. Or rather, on it. Oops. Looks like Narga actually just left anyway. And it's going to 5, so we can just go through here. No, Narga, you get back here. Thanks. I accidentally killed the stump. Yeah, you back hop. Ow. Ow. And there's my first demo cart as anything other than a cat. And seriously, Narga felt the need to just leave as soon as it killed me. Great. But hey, carts can happen anytime. Kinda had to go the whole last run in fear of exactly that. My For You run, that is. And then it finally did happen. And yeah. Poor guy. Looks like Narga's gonna want to eat this Gargwa. Yes, please, be my guest. I mean, I don't mind getting this many charges in on the tail. In fact, let's get some more. Okay, actually gonna have to book it to get over here. Finally got the break. And of course it's limping. Don't know why I switched over to Flash Bump. Really, Cat? I was already out of the wind. Seriously. I really, really super wish that cats would just never try and knock you out of something if they're knocking you out of it would cause you to stay out of control of your character for longer than if they just let you stay in it. Here, have some of that. Well, at least I got a hit in. I'd much rather get a hit than no hit. Come on, Narga. Give me that tail. Not like that. I meant give it to me as in let me do this to it. Oh. Okay. That works. Gotta get those first aid meds. All right. Well, that is going to be it for this episode. Join us next time when we use the other two great sword styles. See you then, friends.